What is up everyone, it's Hamdan on the channel. In today's video we'll be on a review of the iPhone 13 Pro. Pro, as we all know, means a device or something with more advanced features than the regular lineup. So the Pro and the Pro Max comes along with a whole lot of features, but today's video will be centered around the 13 Pro. So this device comes along with a whole bunch of features, as I've said earlier on. And some of these features really revolutionize the Apple ecosystem, including the ProMotion, the cinematic mode, and many others. So let's delve right in. In terms of hardware, this device is being featured with a 6.1-inch display, with a touch of stainless steel at the size of the device, and on this other side too, with a matte glass back with a triple camera system, and with a very interesting and vivid display on the front of the device. In terms of the display, it's being featured with a Super Retina XDR. XDR, which basically means Extreme Dynamic Range, which is an OLED panel. And this device over here is having a peak brightness of 1200 nits. It supports HDR10 and Dolby Vision, making it more accurate when displaying a whole lot of colors. And because it's being featured with the Super Retina XDR, this gives the phone the opportunity to display a whole lot of colors. So when you are looking at the screen, you can notice that a whole lot of the apps, this is yellow and this is yellow, but you can see the difference as compared to other devices or other phones where looking at a yellow or one color throughout on various applications, you get to see that most of them are almost the same. When you look through the device, you notice that you can be able to differentiate between the colors. So it's just because of the Super Retina XDR. It makes the colors more vivid and accurate when viewing. In terms of the camera system, this device is being featured with a triple camera setup. So we have the main camera, we have the ultra wide, and then the telephoto. And one new feature being introduced by this device in terms of the camera system is, so there is a consistent 12 megapixel throughout the camera system. This main camera is being featured with a 12 megapixel. And the ultra wide is also being featured with a 12 megapixel. And then the telephoto is also featured with a 12 megapixel. So with the telephoto, it gives you the opportunity to shoot at 3 times optical zoom and 15 times digital zoom. Along the way, I'll be making a video differentiating optical and digital zoom. Here is the touch light, and this is a depth sensor. Because it's being featured with a consistent 12 megapixel throughout the whole camera system, it gives you the opportunity to capture videos smoothly and more seamlessly as compared to, let's say, other devices whereby one camera setup is having, let's say, 200 megapixel and the other is having, let's say, 40 megapixel. So switching between the lenses, you can literally see the difference. But with respect to this, it's hard to notice the difference when switching from one camera lens to the other, because switching through the lenses makes the video footage still look more nice and appealing. And in terms of the software and updates, this device, it came pre-installed with the iOS 15 as it was being released in 2021. And the iOS 15 at that time introduces new features like focus mode, enhanced FaceTime, live text, and many others. And this iPhone 13 Pro I'm having over here also benefits from features like ProRAW and ProRes. And if you are into photography and videography, you actually know what I'm talking of. This device is very good when using it for professional photography and videography. So basically the ProRAW and ProRes are for taking quality pictures and shooting quality videos. In terms of storage, this device comes with a 6GB of RAM and a 128GB SSD. For you to get higher storage, it depends on your budget. So let's say 256 or 500GB. For battery life, this device came packed with a 3095 mAh battery. And in terms of charging, it supports up to 20 watts wired charging and 15 watts MagSafe wireless charging. Please make sure you like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and let's move on. Let's take a look at some of the new features this device came along with, which revolutionized the Apple ecosystem. There are a whole lot of newer features and newer hardware this device comes along with, but I'll be basing them on 4. 1, we have ProMotion. 2, we have cinematic mode. 3, we have the A15 Bionic chip. And last on our list, we have improved battery. In terms of the ProMotion, this device gives you the opportunity to switch up to 120 Hz. But by default settings, the phone is set to 60 Hz. So you need to go into the settings app in order to switch this to 120 Hz. But one thing I really like about this ProMotion in terms of optimizing the device for a good battery health is whenever you are using the device, let's say 120 Hz, and we are not using it for contents relating to 120 Hz. The phone itself can dynamically adjust the refresh rate to, let's say, 10 to 120 Hz. With the cinematic mode, it gives you the opportunity to shoot videos at 1080p 30 frames per second, giving you the opportunity to capture a whole lot of details in the environment and adding a portrait effect. So one thing I actually like about the cinematic mode is when you are using it to shoot a video, for instance, if I'm shooting the video and then there is someone at my back, it immediately blurs the person out of the background and then it focuses on me as a subject. But immediately I switch the phone or I turn the device to a certain point whereby it can recognize that person speaking in the background. And for instance, let's say I'm no more speaking. And the cinematic mode is very good because it captures a whole lot of details and add a bit of portrait effect on the video, making it look more crisp and clear. Another new feature this device comes along with is the A15 Bionic chip. And this chip was one of the most advanced chip at that time, featuring a whole lot of transistors in it. It comes with a 6-core central processing unit and a 5-core graphical processing unit with a 16-core neural engine. So this A15 Bionic chip makes it more easier for the device to optimize a whole lot of performance in terms of multitasking. So when you are using this device to play games, to do video editing and a whole lot of things, it makes it more seamless and making it more harder to see an issue of the phone slowing down or any form of lag issues. Another new feature which may sound funny is improved battery, because this device comes with a 3095 mAh battery than its predecessors. But if you are looking for a bigger battery, you can go for the 13 Pro Max, which is almost same as this, but with bigger display and bigger battery. It may sound funny to you because comparing this device to other devices, let's say the S20 Ultra, which is having like a 5000 mAh battery, and this is having a 3000 mAh battery. Although the capacity of a battery decreases with time, but this device is still very good for an average daily use. In terms of looking at the numbers, Samsung is having it, but in terms of looking at capacity, this device is still one of the best in terms of battery life. I'll be inviting a friend, Aries, who has been using this device for some time now, and he will be sharing with us his experience with the 13 Pro.
Hello guys, it's Aries here. It's great to be back on the channel, and today I'm here to talk about the 13 Pro. So let's talk about the display first. This thing has amazing display, right? The OLED panel is able to handle a wide range of colors, right? So even colors that are close on the spectrum, you can still differentiate, which is very awesome. It maxes out at 1200 nits peak brightness, right? Which is very good for indoors, but not so good for outdoors. You can still see, but then you kind of have to like squint your eyes before you can see. The refresh rate for this display, which is 120 Hz, it feels very fast. Sometimes it's almost as though the phone predicts what I want to do before I do it because it feels so fast, right? Let's talk about the camera. So the nightography on this thing is not that bad, but I wouldn't call it good either. I mean, it can take really good night shots, but then sometimes you end up not getting what you want. So it's kind of a 50-50. And the macro shots, this thing doesn't have a designated macro camera, as you can see, but then the ultra wide camera doubles down as a macro camera when you get close enough to the subject, and it can take very nice macro shots. The battery life on this device is just amazing. It can last you a day on average use once you fully charge it, right? Suppose 20 watts charging, but then you can use a 50 watt charger, which is quite fast. So yeah, it charges fast, and then it can last you a day on average use. So yeah, the battery life is pretty amazing. So yeah, all in all, the 13 Pro is an amazing phone, right? Even for 2024, it still takes very good photos. The video is amazing, great display, great battery. All in all, this phone is a really good phone to have even in 2024. So yeah, signing out, it's Aries. I'll see you guys.
The 13 Pro is still one of the best smartphones out there, with a top-of-the-line performance, a stunning display, and a versatile camera setup. While it may be overshadowed by newer versions coming out, its features and capabilities still makes it a compelling option for those looking for a high-quality smartphone experience. So thank you for watching. Catch you guys in the next video. Peace. Away, boss.